Hello, welcome to another Ask Listening Sample 6, Section 3. And before we start audio, we should spend some time to read the questions. Why do people experience pain? It prevents us from damaging ourselves. I think it's the answer. It preserves good health condition, but they don't say that. I think. What parts of our body are responsible for feeling pain? Receptors and nerves, some parts of our brain. I think the answer is C. How many people in the UK suffer from pain? I think how many, based on question, we should say 40 million. Is chronic pain different from pain we feel when we knock our knee? I think there is. Professor John Wood compares pain perception to... I don't know that one. Okay, let's check.
Section 3. You will hear a scientific discussion about how people experience pain. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Okay, we are still waiting. Yeah, obviously.
As you listen to the first part of the discussion, answer questions 21 to 25.
Scientists at University College London have made a discovery which makes mice pain-free and have reversed painlessness in a woman with a rare condition. I'm joined by Dr. Natasha Curran, consultant in anaesthesia and pain medicine at University College London Hospitals, and by Professor John Wood, lead author of the study and a neuroscientist at UCL. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Natasha, perhaps we can start with perhaps a rather basic question, which is, why do we experience pain at all? What's its purpose?
Pain is highly preserved in humans because we need pain to prevent us further damaging ourselves. However, what we know in many people is that pain continues past when it's useful for us.
And we're all familiar with the idea of sort of feeling pain, but what is happening inside one's body? So when I stub my toe and I scream and shout, what's actually happening inside my body from that moment?
Well, receptors in your toe are getting stimulated and they send messages down your nerves which end up in your brain. And in your brain, various things happen. In one part of your brain, which is the somatosensory cortex, that's the part of the brain that says it's your toe that's feeling the pain or the injury rather than your hand or your head. So that's one part, but then it's much more complex than that because pain is an emotional experience. So it's connected then to all the other parts of the brain, which they give us our experience of pain, if you like. So that depends on the context in which we're having pain, our past experience, what we think the pain means, lots of factors. And then also it connects to what we think we're going to do about the pain. So parts of the brain light up, if you like, how we're going to respond to the pain that we're experiencing.
How big a problem is pain, and how big a burden is this for people to be dealing with?
In the UK, it's massive. In 2011, the National Pain Audit reported that 31% of men and 37% of women live with persistent pain. So that's 40 million people. Their quality of life is very, very poor, much lower than other medical conditions. It's as bad as people who have, for example, Parkinson's disease. One of the reasons it's really important to understand this is because we know that we can actually help these people if they attend specialist pain management services. We can improve their quality of life. And specialist pain management services have doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, psychologists, and potentially occupational therapists, psychiatrists, in order to help them.
John, how thorough is our understanding of pain? Is, for example, chronic pain different to the pain we feel when we knock our knee or have a headache?
Well, there are clearly enormous mechanistic differences, and it's very striking how mechanisms to experience pain are conserved across evolution. And pain is really an essential survival mechanism. So the mechanisms that occur in people are quite similar to those that occur in mice, for example. And so we can make comparisons between animal models and the human experience. But we really know very little at all about how pain is experienced centrally. There are various parts of the brain that have been correlated with the experience of pain, but this is very, very weakly done. In fact, it's to define a precise locus in the brain where pain is perceived has proved completely elusive. So the way we feel pain and the intensity of pain is regulated by all kinds of things like circadian rhythms, emotional state, and we don't have many insights into how this actually works.
Why is consciousness linked so much with pain and pain with consciousness?
Well, there's a wonderful book by Philip K. Dick, the person who wrote so many perceptive science fiction novels, and he says that pain and beauty are the two underlying themes of human nature. In fact, trying to understand where the brain perceives beauty is just as difficult as trying to understand where the pain is perceived in the brain. Consciousness obviously is required for any kind of sensation. Pain is just one of those types of sensations that we're aware of when we're alive and awake.
Well, as an anaesthetist, that's part of our main role. Surgery can't go ahead unless we have anaesthesia, because obviously in the modern world and in most parts of the world we want to be able to anaesthetise so that people don't experience the pain of surgery. And we know that there are some states of consciousness where people can undergo quite stimulating and unpleasant to most people experiences such as surgery, but for most people they need to be unconscious, so in a state of anaesthesia.